Hi there fellow guitarists, my name is Josh Rogers, welcome to NBN Guitar. In this video I'm going to be reviewing this book here, and it was sent to me by the lovely folk over at Faber Publishing, and it's called It's Never Too Late to Play Guitar. It's written by two authors, James Longworth and Nick Walker, and the cool thing is too, I'm giving all of you out there a chance to win this book. All you have to do is watch the entire video, hang around for 3 questions, and answer those 3 questions. You can either answer them in a comment below on this video or on the Facebook post that's relevant to this giveaway, or you can also answer on the blog. I have a blog as well, and if you find that it's difficult to follow me in this video, it might be easier for you to read. I know a lot of you out there, English isn't your first language, but you can probably go there and at least you can sort of translate, use Google Translate or something like that, and you can have a chance to win this as well. As I mentioned before, this is given to me by Faber Music, and they also gave me another book, which was the Classical Guitar Collection, and congratulations to the winner of that, Daniel Della Penna from the USA. I'm sending that book out to him pretty soon. Awesome, there's always a chance to win here, and I've got some other good competitions coming up as well, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and you won't miss out on the chance to win this cool stuff. Alright then, let's get into it. This book, It's Never Too Late to Play the Guitar, is aimed primarily at beginners, and it covers a lot of pretty cool stuff. When I first went through, I thought it was a little bit difficult, but the problem with me is that, well not the problem, but the thing with me is that I'm already like a decent guitar player, and I have my own ways of doing things, and the older you get, the more set in your ways you become. And initially I was a little bit sort of pulling away from the book. I thought, it's not really all that good. But as I went back over it and prepared to review it correctly, I had a deeper look into it, and I tried to put all of my own knowledge away, and I thought, I need to change my mind. It's actually really, really good, and it's laid out in quite a nice progressive way. And let me just touch on a few of the things that I thought were pretty good and what you can expect to learn from this book. You can learn how to strum and rhythmic notation. For a lot of you out there, there's actually like 3 or 4 ways to read music for guitar. There's standard music notation, and that's the same music that all instruments use. Doesn't matter if it's violin, piano, vocals or whatever, they all use the dots. So there's that's covered in this book. Guitarists also have strumming, and they have patterns, usually they're written like this, but they don't have actually any notes. So that's another type of reading for guitar players called rhythmic notation or slash notation. There's also tabs, and the other one is just chords themselves, like you might see C, then a little M7, C minor 7th, or C and then a plus sign, C augmented. So reading for guitars, it's actually not that easy when you consider that there's like 4 different things to learn. This book definitely covers strumming, rhythmic notation. It also covers tabs, and it does have chords and chord symbols as well. So that's really quite nice. It can give you a gentle introduction into all of those things. Teaches you how to use all 6 strings, which is pretty cool. There's basic finger picking patterns and technique, which is really cool. Like, some of you out there know that I tour most of the year full time, and to be honest, a lot of the songs I do, they don't actually have guitar in them, so I have to come up with something inventive. And I find that I usually stick to about 4 or 5 different right hand patterns just to fill the chords out. And this book covers a few of those, so that's really cool if you're looking to accompany a singer, or just play for yourself and sing along. Sometimes you don't just always want to strum, sometimes you want to change it up and use your fingers, and this book has a few nice, common and often used, ubiquitous is probably the word, patterns that you can really get into. That can make you sound a lot better than you actually are, which is quite nice. I love that type of thing. And what else do we have? We have walking bass, which is quite good with the thumb. It's like when you have different notes moving to different chords in the bass line, it can give the song a sense of harmonic movement, which is sometimes if you're just playing, say, a C chord to a G chord and you just use C and G in the bass, it's not necessarily boring, but you could try something like C, B, A, and then to the G chord, and then do the reverse when you're going back to C, G, A, B. And it just livens things up and gives the listener something to attract their ears towards. Rudiments of music theory are in here, like sharps, flats, a couple of simple things like that. The stave, how to read the notes on the stave, which is very good. There's chord charts, and at the back, which is here, can't really show it to you too well. If you want to have a closer look at some of the pages, go to the blog and you can see. So there's a nice chord index there, teaches you how to read the chord diagrams and stuff. Notation and terminology index, and those things are really, really handy. One of the other cool things about this too is it's really easy to read. I don't know if you had a good look at that previous shot, but everything's written in quite large print. I remember when I was first starting to release my tabs and sheet music and stuff to all of you out there, and I had a few people feed back to me, and they said that they thought it was a bit too small, and they said, oh, you should maybe try making it a bit bigger or use bold. And I took on their suggestions, and I haven't heard anything bad since. And then I realized, oh, perhaps it's a bit tricky to read, especially on some devices. This book doesn't have that problem. It's cool. Everything's big and really, really clear, and it's not too cluttered. They've done a pretty good job, actually, cramming so much information into 80 pages. This isn't a completely glowing review, because there's a couple of things that I thought probably could have been done better. One thing I thought was really kind of strange that wasn't in here, there's no table of contents. If it's just got the first page and a dedication, and then it's basically straight into it. You might find you've got to really flick through to find out, where you are or what's at a given page. Table of contents I thought would be standard in a book like this. Chapter 1, introduction, that's on page 3, and then chapter 10, how to play like Joe Satriani, or something like that. But it's not there. I like to be able to find things quickly, and I don't want to have to just go through like this and, oh, where was I? If you've got a bookmarker, that's fine, but that was a little bit of a pet peeve. Also, some of you out there, this may be fine for you, but it comes with a CD. And I don't know about you guys, but when I got this book, I didn't even have a CD player. As you can see, I've got this Mac here, and it doesn't have it's got a CD drive, but I replaced that with a internal HDD. So I had no CD player, and to be honest, I haven't even listened to the CD because I don't have a CD player. I've got a Mac, iPads and all that kind of stuff, and they don't play CDs, obviously. I just thought that you don't need a CD anymore. But it depends on the target market. Like, if this is going out to some other countries where maybe technology isn't quite up there and people are still using CD players and stuff, then yeah, that's cool. I just thought that a CD is unnecessary. It's obsolete now. It's better to have those resources online in the form of MP3s or like videos or something like that. We live in the internet technology age, and a lot of people don't use CD players anymore. They've got iPods and smartphones, and you just want to be able to access it online, or at least be able to download it and put it in, and it wasn't there. I don't think that online facility or resources available, so that was like my other gripe. No need for CDs anymore, I think. That's just my opinion. And probably the other gripe, which is minor, it may not even matter to some people out there, but I thought the repertoire was a little bit dated. Most of the pieces in here, like they use rock examples. This isn't really a classical book per se. There's some finger picking techniques and stuff, but it's not a classical book. This is more like kind of finger picking, a little bit of classical, but mainly kind of moving you towards rock guitar or pop, I think. And the repertoire, or the examples that they were using in here, were all old, mainly from the 70s and back. Dusty Springfield. The last song in here is Hotel California. Now, I'm not dissing Hotel California, I love that song, and of course I've got a couple of tutorials on it on my channel. I just thought they could have put some new stuff in there, repertoire from modern players. I'm not going to mention names or anything, but something from 2000 or 2010 and later, I think would be cool. Because a lot of people, when they're starting out to play the guitar, they're young. 7 years old, 8 years old. I started when I was 13, not quite as young as 7 or 8, but still fairly early on in life. If you want to hook people in, especially at that age, it's nice to be playing something current. And like I said, this isn't a classical guitar book. With classical, it doesn't really matter so much, because of course a lot of the repertoire is old anyway, and that's the pieces that people want to play. They want to play Greensleeves, they want to play Asturias, and they don't care if it's 100 years old. But with rock and stuff and pop, usually people do want to play stuff that's kind of on the radio or within the last few years. So if I would have made one recommendation, would have been to include some more stuff from the modern era. So the moment of truth, if you want a chance to win this, these are the questions. This is question number 1. What is the final song in the book that I also have 2 instructional videos and a playthrough of on my YouTube channel? Question 2. What resource included with this book do I think is obsolete? Question 3. What are the names of the 2 authors that wrote this book? So 3 pretty simple questions. Like I said, you can go back through this video and watch it again and write down those answers. Make sure to leave it in a comment below in this video, or go to Facebook and look at the post there and just write your answers there, or head across to the blog on my website and you can answer there in the comment section related directly to this book review competition. So there you go. YouTube, Facebook, my blog. So that's the 3 places that you can answer. It's not really worth sending me an email. Some people did that for the previous competition and I just don't have time to get back to you. Those are the 3 ways to answer. And if you want a chance to win, make sure you leave a way for me to contact you in your answer. Otherwise, you might win. I can't get in touch with you. Hey, I've got to give it to somebody else. But anyway, it's been a pleasure doing the book review for you. Best of luck. As you know, let your fingers fly.